video in case anything happens. My dad has to get back home in 2 days. I'm getting worried. He said he was checking out the crash site, not even a couple miles away from here. He's such an idiot. I told him not to go. Hello? Dad? The crash site is no longer a localized contamination zone. It has become the epicenter of an accelerating bioterraforming phenomenon. Attempts to burn, neutralize, or contain the flesh have utterly failed. Instead, the biomass is now spawning a growing legion of mutated entities with distinct, evolving roles. These creatures, twisted, towering, spined abominations, they weren't born from the crash. They were reborn by it. The flesh is not just mutating the environment, it's converting the bodies of the crash victims into something prehistoric, something that shouldn't exist. The radiation isn't random. It's like a command signal. Instructions. It's rebuilding them from bone and blood and memory. And it's not stopping. Every time the biomass pulses, more of them crawl out. This is Dr. Halvorsen. I don't know how much time I have left. The biomass is changing again. We thought it was just growing, spreading, mutating. We were wrong. It's constructing. It's using the remains of the aircraft, its fuselage sections, wings, landing gear, fusing them with flesh and bone. Like bones in a skeleton, a frame for something bigger. I believe it's assembling a colossal organism, a walking siege engine, a hybrid of metal and mutated tissue, large enough to level entire cities. It's not just a mutation anymore. It's a goddamn flesh mech. It's using what we built against us. It's wrapping itself in technology, learning structure, reinforcement, mobility. I've seen the spines harden into armor plating. Jet engines coated in biomass are twitching. This thing is not just growing. It's preparing for deployment. I don't think we can stop it anymore. I don't think anyone can.
The time has come. We will harness the power of the flesh of our God, awakening true dominion over the earth. Prepare yourselves, for the apocalypse is upon us, and we shall rise as the chosen to conquer all. Unite in our purpose, for glory awaits.
The dorsal spikes covering the mutated trees and creatures are not just biological armor. They serve a far more insidious purpose. These structures act as organic emitters, constantly releasing concentrated waves of mutagenic radiation into the surrounding environment. Over the past several days, these emissions have steadily increased, displacing the natural oxygen in the air and replacing it with a toxic, irradiated atmosphere. The forest, once filled with clean air and life, now radiates a sickly warm haze that distorts vision and burns the lungs of any unprotected intruder. Breathing without specialized filtration is no longer possible. The air is thick with microscopic radiation-charged particles that rewrite living tissue on contact. In essence, the dorsal spikes are terraforming the biosphere, turning it into an environment where only the mutated can survive. A new ecosystem governed not by natural evolution, but by the will of the creature that caused the crash. The radiation emitted by the dorsal spikes doesn't just affect the air or environment. It penetrates living organisms from the inside. Once exposed, the radiation begins to interact directly with the organism's flesh and internal tissue, altering its structure at the cellular level. Over time, The body begins to change in unnatural ways. Muscles tear and regenerate in new, twisted configurations, and bones start to deform and grow outward. One of the most terrifying effects is the formation of dorsal spikes, large, jagged growths that emerge from the spine or shoulder blades, forcing their way out through the skin. These spikes appear to be a signature feature of the mutation, as if the creature is reshaping every living thing into a version of itself. Victims often lose their original form entirely, becoming unrecognizable hybrids of flesh, bone, and radiation-borne horror.
In a shocking discovery this morning, bystanders exploring the outskirts of a restricted forest zone in Alaska have reported sightings of an enormous plant-like creatures unlike anything seen before. According to preliminary reports from independent scientists, the organisms stand at approximately 46 feet tall and appear to be emitting dangerously high levels of radiation. Experts strongly advise the public to stay at least 50 to 100 feet away from the creatures at all times, as exposure could pose serious health risks. At least 4 of these entities have been identified so far, all located within a dense stretch of forest surrounding the mysterious plane crash site from July 7th, an incident that remains under investigation.
Despite growing concern, government officials have yet to make a public statement or take visible action regarding the creatures. Some sources claim the government is choosing to ignore the anomaly entirely, fueling speculation and fear among nearby communities. So far, the creatures have not displayed any signs of aggression, instead remaining motionless, almost as if in a dormant or observational state. Their silence, however, has only added to the tension, with many wondering whether this is just the beginning of something far more dangerous. We will continue to follow this story as it develops. For now, residents are urged to avoid the forest entirely and report any unusual sightings to local authorities.
This is the emergency broadcast system. We are issuing an urgent public safety warning regarding multiple reports of unknown humanoid entities infiltrating residential areas. These entities have been observed breaking into homes and attacking civilians in public spaces. These incidents are considered extremely dangerous and potentially fatal. Effective immediately, all residents are strongly urged to follow these safety protocols. Secure all entry points, lock all doors and windows. Remain indoors at all times. Do not leave your residence unless absolutely necessary. Stay armed and prepared to defend yourself if confronted. Use any means available to ensure your safety. Remain calm and avoid drawing attention to yourself. Stay informed through official news outlets and emergency services for further updates. Law enforcement and federal agencies are actively responding to the situation. We urge the public to remain vigilant and cooperate with all emergency personnel. This broadcast will be updated as new information becomes available. Until then, shelter in place, stay alert, and stay safe.
According to the latest data released by Monster Discovery, the Godzilla meat extermination operation has succeeded in destroying 45% of Godzilla's meat that has spread throughout the U.S. since November last year. We can see from last March that there's a drastic decrease of Godzilla meat and the mutants in New York and the surrounding area. Meanwhile, Cases of infected humans, animals, food, and plants are also starting to going down. Monster Discovery also said that this operation wasn't going quickly, not because just from the help of their team, but they also said that they're helped by a giant flower creature that had eaten Godzilla in Staten Island on April 2nd. The creature mysteriously surrounds the area covered by Godzilla's flesh and consumes it by merging into its body so that its body grows bigger and bigger every time it consumes it. Strangely, this giant flower monster seemed friendly and didn't attack residents at all or damage the city. It has passed through dense settlements several times and has not caused chaos like we know from other mutants. The media also began to highlight this creature as a hope for the world to fight back against Godzilla. Japan was attacked by giant mud monster on last Saturday. Signs of the creature's appearance began with a drastic decrease in the number of pieces of Godzilla meat and sea animals in Japanese ocean. Hundreds of residents needed special care after being exposed to the mysterious smoke that comes from the monster when it flies. Others were seriously injured due to drops of rubbish and mud dripping from the monster. Before it returns to the sea, it roared for half an hour and answered by Godzilla and his mutants and even the giant flower throughout the world. But besides all the roars of the mutants, in Argentina and New Zealand, we can hear another very loud sound coming from the Antarctica. Monster Discovery said it wasn't the sound of Godzilla or any of its mutants. The government has managed to track down Godzilla. It was reported that Godzilla had been in North Pacific Ocean since last March. The government says that they're already preparing to exterminate the real Godzilla. They said that they're ready to fight back against Godzilla, who had killed millions of people.
So it's time for us to fight back against that monster, and we were supposed to
Welcome everybody. I know this week was real crazy. Yesterday our facility was attacked again by the Denver Scope, and we get the news that much many more than are going to hatch faster than we previously thought. The giant mud monster attacked Japan, and we have lost 32 workers from the Godzilla interrogation operation. The other 20 people are still missing, and Miss Jen, I'm so sorry for the loss of your husband. He's really brave and a very hard-working man.
Thank you, Mr. Sama.
Okay, back to the meeting, everybody. The reason I'm calling you all to this meeting, we can't decide about the extent of this new mood monster, because its presence is really dangerous. And looking how much damage this creature has caused in Japan. And now, according to data from our team in the Pacific Ocean, we've detected the creature is now swimming towards the US. So, before we discuss it in depth, Steve, can you explain the origin of this creature? The lab team says they've already found out how this creature exists in the first place.
Okay, Mr. Sam. So, it all started with the first group attack in our facility, where, as we know, the elements were done all for experiments, and as we know, Motra has been burned by the attack at that moment. At that moment, Motra was still in her papa. After we observed the CCTV footage of this incident, actually, Motra didn't burn to death as we thought, but somehow, Motra managed to escape from her papa and find a way out of the facility. All we can assume is why Motra chose to go to the scene. There's a possibility that her eyes have burned and she doesn't know where she's going. And then, when it got to sea, it began to become it sea and it mirrored animals, wood, and burning garbage. More and more, Motra became palpable living garbage and corpses. Its body is constantly fused with eating them fast, causing the evolution to be very different from other mutants or hybrids that they matter.
So, the conclusion is this tiny mood counterpart from the Motra that burn and flatten the sea fused with garbage and marine animals and become this mood creature?
Yeah, simply like that, and it's different from the other mutants. This mood monster is getting its energy from pollution and garbage.
Interesting.
But you can see from its attack on Japan, part of its body easily falling down, and even melting when it shot its laser, indicates how fragile its body is. So, according to our research, if it's true automatic, the heat of the bomb could easily melt the whole body.
Great. Thanks for the information, Steve. So, Ken, what about the days for cool facilities now?
Our facility is now safe, even though we've lost our workers there. Mothra and Rodan are fine, and according to our prediction, there's a possibility that they're gonna hack up 3 days or maximum of a week. So we really have to get ready to carry out our plan. And what about Connor? I think we're gonna run out of time waiting for an answer from him.
I've been trying to get him involved since yesterday, and I haven't gotten any answers from him.
Mr. Sam, I'm sorry to interrupt, but our team said we didn't see him at all in his house. We didn't see his car. I think he's gone from his house.
Fuck me.
Mr. Sam, I know how much you love Connor and feel guilty about your involvement. It's Christmas Day. There's some time left to be gentle and do trust in him. We found all the love and we need the oxygen destroyer now.
I've been working on it. I want you to track where he's right.
Our team actually got some information about where he is. We found him around Minnesota.
Minnesota? What's he doing there? It's very dangerous there. We really need to find him as soon as possible. Don't let him fall into the hands of the cults.
Okay, Mr. Sam.
Okay, back to the Deadpool update. Last night, our team dug up some new information about their plan. When the wood creature was about to return to land, it roared and summoned all the Godzillas and mutants on Earth. However, in reality, it was the Denver cult that lured the creature to war with the help from Ashley. They had known about this monster's existence for weeks before the creature attacked Japan. So they trained Ashley to control her signal with this monster because they knew that the creature would eventually come up to land to find food, just like Godzilla. And when the monster reached land, they wanted the creature to roar so that it would lure Godzilla to Asia and kill the creature, but also so that Godzilla would destroy Asia and he did in the US. This information was told by one of the members of the death from the attack on the facility in Sumatra. We interrogate them one by one, and the only information they want to tell us is that.
Where the hell is Ashley? That poor woman shouldn't be on their side. The team was afraid, not just because they can call Godzilla to Asia to destroy it, but because all the mutants on this earth were shouting Godzilla toward in its names.
Dad, have you ever heard of a metaphor?
That cold killer in Antarctica.
But Mr. Sam, it's impossible to has think.
I hope so. But I remember the vision that I saw and I still feel it. I can feel it somewhere. The sound of its madness, submerged by the cold blast of the wind. Wait. Where's the money? Is she still in our facility?
It's been 3 days since she moved to her aunt's house in Phoenix. But despite that, we're still watching and looking at her.
That's great. A few weeks ago, she said about finding different signals. Did you feel the signal from
The last training when British was in, Stephanie managed to get in touch with the jet flower much stronger than in previous weeks. She also said that she felt some hydro energy outside of Godzilla and silent flower creature, so there's a possibility that she could get in contact with a giant monster.
Interesting. I think I have an idea. We now have 2 new monsters that I said were pretty strong enough and had their own physical powers. I think with the existence of these 2 creatures, we no longer need Mothra and Rodan. First, because I'm really not sure if the prototype of Mothra and Rodan that's going to born will be perfect. There could be a serious effect and we'll have to experiment again, waiting for months for them to develop again. So if we already have these 2 new monsters, why do we need to develop Mothra and Rodan? But if Stephanie can control the 2 monsters and make them hit like she did with the mutants on Long Island, or we could trap them all and make them face to face. We know Godzilla doesn't like huge creature that doesn't look like him or anything.
That's a good suggestion, Mr. Sam.
I think that's a lot better.
So, if we don't need Mothra and Rodan anymore, what are you going to do with them?
But the main monsters have ruined the world. So, do we still need an oxygen strider? Of course, we need it. I'm afraid the old stories between them and the tree. What story? There are clouds above the clouds.
Mr. Philip, Protect failed again in Sumatra, and we failed to get Adam and Gilbert.
Our enemy has been twice assigned to destroy those facilities. Why do you guys keep failing? Why are you so weak? Damn it. And Adam and Gilbert must have leaked our secrets everywhere. Fuck us.
What should we do, Mr. Philip?
What should we do? You guys should work harder. You don't think we're looking for Connor. We need to get it as soon as possible.
If we're able to track where Connor is, we found him going to Minnesota.
Minnesota? If you want to make the fact.
We don't know, but we already know he brought away the oxygen destroyer from his house.
Well. We'll definitely get it. I like to meet Ashley. I want to talk to her for a moment.
Okay.
Ashley, how are you? Ashley, I'm talking to you.
What do you want me to say? Do you know how painful the body is now?
Thank you for your hard work, Ashley. I really appreciate it. If you're covered, I want you to try.
I'm no robot. Give me time to feel my pain.
Well, I think not.
Wants to be disturbed today.
Keep going.
I was at the end of the complex block right of Mr. Denver's house. I woke up after hearing people screaming outside. As soon as I arrived at my complex, I saw corpses all of street, but I didn't see the infected human. However, I saw a big truck, and around 7 people got out of the truck. They're all dressed in black robes like cults. Not long after that, Mr. Denver and his wife came out of the house, and the 7 people bowed down to Mr. Denver. I don't know what happened, so I decided to hide. Not long, the truck left and the police came.
Please, help me. I'm truly suffering. Please, kill me. I can't take this anymore, thing. No. Why won't you kill me? Show me! Show me the fucker, please! Kingston? Seth, I know you. Okay, Connor. Can you now explain to me what the fuck is happening? I need your help. Just say it. I want you to help me kill Godzilla with the oxygen destroyer before Chris and Dr. Series are made. You're trying to kill that giant living bomb with it? You must be kidding. Believe me, Sad. Here, I made this recording to explain everything about all these things. I'm sure the oxygen destroyer can kill Godzilla. Alright, so what am I supposed to do to help you?